What is a child's chief complaint over the summer? Boredom. Children look to parents to put on a top hat and tails and dance their boredom away. Don't give in. Don't let your kids think you are their personal entertainer. Here are a few steps you can take to put an end to the dreaded, "But Mom, I'm bored."
Step 1. Know that it is not your job to motivate or inspire. You don't want to fall into the trap of believing that it's your duty to provide your child with constant stimulation, or that the way to motivate her is by getting angry or yelling. These methods may work in the short term and cause your child to take action to avoid your anger. Unfortunately, it does nothing to help her develop her own internal motivation that can be maintained over time. Keep it light and maintain your sense of humor. Step 2. Help your child use his head. It's easy to get into the habit of telling your child what to do. Why don't you go play with your iPad? Go read a book. Did you ever notice your child rarely takes your suggestions? That's because the ideas are not his. When children are inspired by their own thoughts, they are much more likely to follow through and take action. As painful as it can be for children to own their own boredom, you must let them sit with it. They'll fuss and whine and complain, but eventually they do figure out what to do with themselves. It's ironic, but often after these brief periods of suffering for everybody, the child finally does use their own imagination and figures out something satisfying to do. Step 3. Acknowledge the feelings underneath the complaint. I want our kids to enjoy their lives, so when they express themselves negatively, it's hard not to feel frustrated or even wounded. It's tempting to respond to your feelings by denying the feelings of your bored child. You can't possibly feel that way. Don't you see how much stuff you have in this house to play with? Unfortunately, this method is ineffective. It's okay for your child to have negative feelings. You can say, "You seem really bored today," without jumping in to fix it. Instead, show confidence that he can come up with a plan for coping with his own bored state. "I know you're really unhappy and bored, but I'm confident you can find something fun to do." End of story.
Hang in there. Nobody ever died of a bad case of the boredoms.